Thank you very much, Luis. Now we will follow with the second presentation from SHOWE-IT project. This will be done by Piotr Zietara. Piotr works for Bax & Williams, which is a consulting company participating in SHOWE-IT.
All right. So ICT energy management systems and its potential for replication. In particular, I would like to give you some insights into business models which could be applied in the social housing sector. So as the previous speaker, Luis, already mentioned, SHOWE-IT project gathers a consortium of 12 partners, and we implement pilot sites in 3 different countries, Sweden, France, and England. To give you a bit of the feeling, what's this system like? So this is a screenshot of the tablet which tenants see. Is an interface of the time consumption data display. So what we can notice is that we provide to the tenants information, almost real-time information about the water, gas, and electricity consumption. But what's happening, it turns out that in order to do so, the system gets quite complicated. So as we've seen also in other ICT PSP projects, if we want to implement this technology, the solutions which provide you all information about the all electricity, gas and water consumption, the system gets quite complicated in terms of installation, in terms of interoperability, and what turns out there are some problems to make it work in the end. And this SHOWE-IT project, of course, is a demonstration project, but we may ask the question, if this system is scalable on the large scale, what's the potential for replication of this system? Since we are still analyzing the data, I would like to give you some insights from other PSP ICT projects. What are the potential savings? And what we noticed, the savings are between 8 to 11%, which gives us a feeling what's the, let's say, financial feasibility of such a system. Let's take a look at a few facts. So households, they do overspend on their energy use. And if we go into more details, we see that very few, almost half of the customer in the European Union does not know how much they consume. Consumers, in principle, have very poor knowledge and understanding of their electricity agreements, so they don't know what kind of contracts they have, and they don't even know what the cheapest tariff they could have, what's the cheapest tariff at the market in terms of electricity. And well, there's the fact that since a couple of years we have a free market for electricity consumption, and we see that very few people took an effort to check what the cheapest tariff, and very few people took an effort to switch the electricity supplier. And I think that's one of the key facts where we're looking for a suitable business model. And what we also see from the statistics, European statistics, that switching to the most effective, cost-effective electricity supplier, it would bring benefits, a yearly savings of around €100. So this is just additional insight of how to make ICT systems feasible from the financial point of view. But well, at the moment, customers do not take advantage of these opportunities. So in general, they're poorly informed, the markets are not very transparent, and they're not very active in terms of comparing different alternatives. At the same time, we also have very limited experience using different price comparison tools. One of the reasons of it is that we have very few information about energy we consume, which could be resolved by ICT system, which could facilitate this free choice of the optimal energy tariff. So what we try to do in the project, it might be feasible in the long run, but some changes in technologies would need to be implemented. So we might think that desired technology solution should be low cost. It should be plug and play. So possibly tenants should be able to install it by themselves. At the moment, not only in the SHOWE-IT project, but in our other ICT PSP projects, we did notice that housing companies struggled with the installations of the system, and this definitely needs to change if we want to roll out the system in all the residential housing, which, for example, considering social housing, would be 12% of European housing stock. So this desired system would measure the energy consumption, and it could actually recommend the most suitable tariff, which would allow us to benefit from this average savings of, for example, €100 on average in Europe. Would be perfect if this system could also indicate a peak-off tariff, and of course provide online feedback on the energy consumption. But if we look at the market right now, what's happening, who are the players in terms of ICT? Well, we do see that housing companies, they do run demonstration projects and they try these systems. But if we look at the market, we see that at the moment the most active players are the utilities. So companies which sell gas or electricity, and they do provide in their offers also ICT systems. But we might ask ourselves a question, why the utility company would like to sell us a device which helps us to reduce energy? Well, this is a logical behavior, and I believe that utilities, they want to be more attractive. They want to make a more attractive offers for their customers. But at the same time, we might expect that they want to retain customer loyalty. So if we want to have an ICT system, we might sign a contract with utilities for a certain period of time, which on the other hand does not allow us to switch to cheaper utility if we find out that such utility exists. And then we may ask ourselves, okay, what social housing sector could play in this game? What role they could play? And we do see certain characteristics of the social housing companies, mainly that they own the big housing stock in Europe. So housing companies manage around 12% of European housing stock, which is a substantial number and indicates the huge potential for replication. What else we see that the social housing companies have, suitable organizational structure, which means that purchase of such ICT system could be done on the large scale. So they manage on average 20,000 dwellings per organization. So it means they have a high leverage factor on any equipment they would buy. At the same time, social housing companies have social mission. So they have high interest in reducing the energy consumption of their tenants. If we consider affordable ICT systems, we might also notice that it would be acceptable within the investment capabilities of social housing. So social housing companies, they do renovate buildings, they do make energy refurbishment, and they are, able to afford also ICT systems to be included in their dwellings. And I think what's the main point of this presentation as well, that social housing companies are able to facilitate such a free choice of the most suitable energy provider. So if the ICT system would be provided to us from the housing company, it would not be linked to any particular energy tariff we would be obligated to use. So that might be possibility to stronger the business model, not only on the savings potential, but also on the potential of using or consuming the cheapest energy possible. That's it from the moment. For a moment, if you have any questions, you also might be able to contact me later on using these contact details. Thank you very much.